Hello.
Hey, dude.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, let's do push-ups, right?
All right. I gotta hurry. For my wife to get mad at me.
Do this.
Ready? Go.
You do it? All right. It's the last just things, dude. All right, go ahead.
Did you get a chance to watch my last post?
How many you did?
1 second.
Sorry, everyone.
Hey, I got a question, Martin.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been watching some of your streams. And then, I saw a bunch of other stuff from Joe Rogan. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's talking about experiences he had with DMT. I don't know. I saw some.
It's garbage.
I saw some connections with.
There's no connections.
There's no connections?
There's no connections. I only think about somebody. You know, Joe Rogan's really cool. He's a great comedian, but people taking advantage of him. We know we talk about militaries and governments and intelligence agencies using acid to cause an awakening in their soldiers, right? Now, I want you to think about common sense. We've been talking about that since the 60s. When you see a new recruit join an intelligence agency or military from any country, are they microdosing with acid for an awakening, or are they HILT training, doing massive amounts of exercise, creating lactic acid and ketones that oxidize into acetone that we know induces neurogenesis and causes an awakening? I mean, we use it with the SEALs, MARSOCs, and Rangers do. We use in neuroscience for traumatic brain injuries to reawaken a brain and grow its intelligence. So, unfortunately, people just take advantage. Joe Rogan has a huge audience, and he's very, very uneducated, and he's really likable. He has a huge audience, and he's uneducated, and people take advantage of him. And when you have somebody like that, you can feed them all the false information you need, create the experience for them you need, and then they'll repeat whatever it is you had them repeat so you can sell your book, or have them repeat your stoned ape theory, which makes you, I mean, people have made several millions of dollars having Joe Rogan repeat that stuff for them. Yeah. But unfortunately for them, they knew how to set up the experiences for Joe Rogan to latch onto his uneducated psychology so he would repeat that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about this. Every country, every intelligence agency, and every military, are they microdosing their new recruits with acid and DMT and things like that for the awakening? Or are they exercising so much they burn glucose out of their system and let lactic acid and ketones? Do you know what the Kundalini is?
No.
So if you study, now this is highly open. This is 1,000-year-old information. Using lactic acid and ketones to cause an awakening, acid, is thousands of years old. Literally, in ancient civilizations talk about your body, microdosing your body with acid, but it tells you acid your body makes, not mushrooms, not anything else. But people who don't have access to the full information or can't read that information, they go, oh, it must be street acid or it must be DMT. Now, when you think about this in real life, in Montana, Oregon, and a few states, we've legalized DMT and psychedelics, right? Now, this is quite eye-opening. The general population and Joe Rogan's users of acid and DMT, they did not pay to lobby the governments and change the laws. Pharmaceutical companies did. Do pharmaceutical companies actively flush their money down the toilet, or are they going to get their money back? They're making their money back. So when you think about it, so they push to legalize DMT in states so you can take it, but you can't buy it from them. But you can buy the prescriptions that you'll need later on in life to fix the problems. And also, we know DMT, mushrooms, LSD, and things like that, they mess up your reproductive system, guaranteeing a better chance of your children to be lifelong prescription users for genetic defects and things like that. So why would a pharmaceutical company pay to legalize DMT in some states when you can't buy it from them? How do they get their money back? Prescriptions, the side effects later on in life. Now, I mean, think about this. Pharmaceutical companies love Joe Rogan. This is what's quite eye-opening. Pharmaceutical companies actually pay a lot of money, advertising and things like that, to pump out Joe Rogan's information about psychedelics. And I find that highly fascinating. Joe Rogan telling kids and things like that, DMT acid, it causes an awakening. And pharmaceutical companies that need Joe Rogan's customers to do those things so they can sell them prescriptions are the ones paying to spread that message. I mean, you're not paying. I mean, you think about that. Joe Rogan did not pay to have those states legalize psychedelics, and none of his customers did. Pharmaceutical companies did. Why would a pharmaceutical company do that? Because they're going to make their money back. Pharmaceutical companies have shareholders and a board of directors, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't throw their money away. They have to show their board of directors, we will guarantee to get our money back. You have to prove you can get your money back before you can do something. So you sit down with a plan and you go, okay, we want to pay to legalize psychedelics, DMT, in Oregon and Montana. And the board of directors and the shareholders go, well, we can't sell it. It's a felony. How we get our money back? As a pharmaceutical company, you have to go, look, everybody who takes this, their children has a high likelihood of needing prescriptions. They might not need it now, but when they get older, there'll be side effects, and their children will be lifelong users of our products. I mean, think about that. You have to, when you want to legalize DMT as a pharmaceutical company, you have to show your board of directors and your shareholders how you make your money back. Now, I want you to think about, how did they show the board of directors and shareholders they would make their money back if you can't buy DMT from them? It's a loss, unless they've scientifically proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the children of the people who use DMT and psychedelics will need some kind of prescription medication. I mean, think about it. You have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt you're getting your money back.
Yeah.
All right. I got to go. My wife's calling me. You have a great day, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Too hot in here. Hello. What's up, Brian?
Dude, I'm on his way. What's up, Martin?
Not much. How you doing, sir?
It's going good. What the hell? I did not think I was going to make it on this. Hi, Ben. Ben, you want to say hi to Martin Cabello? To who? Martin Cabello. I don't know how, but I made it on someone's live stream and they're famous. And they're like super social people. Do you want to say hi to them? Okay.
You're more famous than I am. Oh, I lost him. What's popping? Let's see. Billie Jean.
What's up?
Yes, Martin.
Hello. How's it
How
going,
you doing?
Martin? You having a good
Pretty
day?
good. How you doing? Good. Where you guys from?
Oh, we're from England. UK.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Can I
Pretty
get a
popular.
screenshot?
Absolutely.
Wait. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
No problem. You too. I'm gonna let you on.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Do you have any other
Bye.
questions for him? Okay, that's it. Bye.
Bye. How does the placebo work? It's placebo just means possible. You don't eat sugar. That's how it works. How you doing,
Hello?
sir? How you doing?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the Akashic Records.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's just some misinformation.
So it's bullshit.
No, it's not. That version of it is bullshit. But let's think about this.
Uh-huh.
Did we invent binary code for computers, or did it already exist? Is the universe mathematics?
Mm-hmm. Already
It
existed.
already existed.
Yeah.
So your synaptic fire, right? Your ideas and thoughts is binary code, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just ones and zeros. All of humanity's ideas and thoughts are binary code. They come from and return to one central location. That would be the Acacia Records, the
Yeah.
truth. I mean, think about it. But if we don't want you to find the truth, we just give you all kinds of messed up versions to point you in the wrong direction. Does that make sense? As you know, religious leaders, scientific leaders, government leaders, we don't want you to know the truth because you might find it before us. We tell you, look over here. But in real life, you think about all of your ideas and thoughts are electromagnetic radiation. They dissipate back to one central location called a yellow book of light.
Mm-hmm.
We call it the Ark of the Covenant in religions.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the eye of the electromagnetic spectrum in science, but it's the same thing. The eye of the electromagnetic spectrum is the Ark of the Covenant, is the covenant in religions. Same thing, different terminology. Now, in religions, we have a body of light that is real light that appears when the seven seals of a rainbow unite, holding that yellow book of light.
Okay.
In Hinduism, it's called Rama, Krishna, like that. The Greek gods, the Viking gods, Christianity's God, Islam's gods, they're all the same one. It's all the same one, right? But just different men don't want you to know the truth, because if you find the truth, they lose their power.
So is the truth within?
The truth is within the. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. I mean, if you start going, well, my ideas and thoughts are electromagnetic radiation, right? They return to the eye of the electromagnetic spectrum. Religions call it the Ark of the Covenant. Science, it's on the back of the dollar bill. We call it the all-seeing eye. I mean, It's literally on the back of the dollar bill. We call it the all-seeing eye in some places. Some places it's called the covenant. Other places it's the the center of the electromagnetic spectrum. It's all the same location though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think about it. But if we don't want you to know that, we'll call it the Acacia Records. We'll call it the compendium of all human knowledge. We point you in the wrong direction while the people at the top are all looking in the same direction. You think that's fascinating? Religions and science, the top of science, right? In quantum mechanics, theoretical physics, astrophysics, all sciences, the top of all science, the smartest men at the top of all scientific fields are researching the same location as religions. Well, they both tell you, we're not really sure if it's real. Like religions tell you what science is researching isn't real. And science tells you what religions are researching isn't real. Well, they both are like, let's look, it's real, let's look at the same thing. We just don't want our followers to know that. So religions get money from religious people to research this one central location. Scientists get money from atheists to research that one central location. But no matter what, all of humanity, there's believers and non-believers. Scientists get money from non-believers, religions get money from believers, so they can unite at the top and look at the same thing and research the same thing. That's fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, think about it. Science. There's no such thing as a God. But in science, we have this class 5 energy being. It can create and destroy universes, and it can create mankind out of clay. That's exactly what religions say. They're the top of their God in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, as religions, there's no such thing as or scientists, there's no such thing as a God. Now, if you give me money, I can continue to research this class 5 energy being that can create and destroy universes, create humankind from clay, can communicate with anybody on the planet via quantum entanglement, can use teleportation to appear anywhere in the universe, traverse the multiple dimensions and universes, just like religion's God. You think about it? So your science has led you, your scientific evidence has led you to the existence of a God, but you need money from atheists to fund that research. And if you tell an atheist, I found evidence of a God, they won't give you money. So do you ethically, do you practice good ethics, or do you just lie? There's no evidence of a God. Give me your money. You lie. Now, is that ethical? Is it ethical to be a scientist and go, scientific evidence has proven there's no existence of a God. Can I have your money so I research this class 5 energy being that has all the powers of every religion's God? Well, why are you researching it? Because your scientific evidence has proven there's a God. That's why they tell you that the first sips of natural sciences will make you an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God's waiting for you. I mean, you think that's fascinating, though. A physicist, a theoretical physicist scientist will tell you, we have absolutely disproven the existence of God with science. Give me money. And then they take your money and go research a God. That's the craziest, but, sheep.